First I say, then you repeat. Just follow the beat. Follow the beat. In past tense, go becomes went. I went to the store. You went too fast. He went home early. They went to class. We went last night. In past tense, eat becomes ate. I ate some rice. You ate too much. He ate a snack. They ate with us. We ate outside. Take becomes took. Take, took. I took a photo. You took the last. He took my seat. They took a break. We took a cab. See, saw. I saw the moon. You saw the show. He saw the sign. They saw the game. We saw a bear. Write becomes wrote. Write, wrote. I wrote a song. You wrote it fast. He wrote a list. They wrote to us. We wrote the plan. Come becomes came. Come, came. I came on time. You came too late. He came with her. They came to help. We came to play. Make becomes made. Make, made. I made a cake. You made a mess. He made a call. They made a map. We made a deal. Give becomes gave. Give, gave. I gave a gift. You gave too much. He gave a hug. They gave a talk. We gave our best. Break, broke. Break, broke. I broke my cup. You broke the rules. He broke the door. They broke my pen. We broke the toy. No becomes new. No, new. I knew the answer. You knew the trick. He knew her name. They knew the truth. We knew the rules. Find becomes found. Find, found. I found my keys. You found the clue. He found the cat. They found a cave. We found the path. Say becomes said. Say, said. I said my name. You said it wrong. He said hello. They said goodbye. We said too much. Buy becomes bought. Buy, bought. I bought a hat. You bought some bread. He bought a gift. They bought new shoes. We bought a bike. Meet becomes met. Meet, met. I met her there. You met his dad. He met a chef. They met the team. We met at noon. Run becomes ran. Run, ran. I ran outside. You ran too fast. He ran away. They ran for fun. We ran a race. In past tense, sleep becomes slept. Sleep, slept. Sleep, slept. I slept all day. You slept too late. He slept at home. They slept on it. We slept on time. Speak, spoke. Speak, spoke. I spoke too soon. You spoke so well. He spoke to us. They spoke in class. We spoke out loud. Drive becomes drove. Drive, drove. I drove to work. You drove all night. He drove too slow. They drove a van. We drove together. Feel becomes felt. Feel, felt. I felt so cold. You felt the wind. He felt upset. They felt unsure. We felt alive. When won. When becomes won. I won the prize. You won the bet. He won the race. They won the game. We won again. Catch, caught. Catch becomes caught. I caught a bug. You caught the ball. He caught a cold. They caught the train. We caught the thief. Choose, chose. Choose, chose. I chose the red one. You chose too fast. He chose his seat. They chose to wait. We chose to stay. Teach, taught. Teach, taught. I taught her math. You taught me well. He taught the kids. They taught us chess. We taught a class. Fall, fell. Fall, fell. I fell asleep. You fell so hard. He fell from bed. They fell in love. We fell again. Sing, sang. Sing, sang. I sang a song. You sang with joy. He sang too loud. They sang off key. We sang at lunch. Draw, drew, draw, drew. I drew a star. You drew a cat. He drew the sun. They drew a plan. We drew on paper. Hide, hid, hide, hid. I hid my gift. You hid too well. He hid behind. They hid the toy. We hid our snacks. Ride, rode, ride, rode. I rode a horse. You rode a bike. He rode with us. They rode all day. We rode to town. Grow becomes grew. Grow, grew. I grew so fast. You grew tall too. He grew a beard. They grew some beans. We grew fresh herbs. Hold, held, hold, held. I held my breath. You held my hand. We held the door. They held a sign. We held a vote. Begin, began, begin, began. I began to cry. You began too soon. He began to yell. They began the game. We began to run. Ring, rang, ring, rang. I rang the bell. You rang again. He rang the door. They rang it twice. We rang for help. Throw through, throw through. I threw the ball. You threw too hard. He threw a rock. They threw their hats. We threw some snow. Bite, bit, bite, bit. I bit my lip. You bit the gum. He bit his tongue. They bit the bait. We bit the cake. Blow becomes blue. Blow, blue. I blew my nose. You blew a kiss. He blew the horn. They blew balloons. We blew away. Swim, swam, swim, swam. I swam a lap. You swam too far. He swam in cold. They swam all day. We swam together. Cost, 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 cost. I cost too much. You cost us time. He cost the team. They cost the when. We cost a lot. Steal, stole, steal, stole. I stole a glance. You stole my pen. He stole the ring. They stole the cash. We stole the show. Shake, shook, shake, shook. I shook the jar. You shook my hand. He shook with fear. They shook the tree. We shook the box. Light lit, light lit. I lit a match. You lit the fire. He lit the room. They lit some candles. We lit the path. In past tense, leave becomes left. Leave, left. Leave, left. I left at noon. You left your coat. He left the team. They left the door. We left too soon. Sell, sold. Sell, sold. I sold my bike. You sold the bag. He sold his car. They sold the land. We sold it fast. Almost done. Don't stop now. Lend, lent. Lend, lent. I lent my book. You lent him cash. He lent a hand. They lent the tent. We lent our time. Rise, rose, rise, rose. I rose at dawn. You rose too late. He rose and left. They rose to lead. We rose in ranks. Stick, stuck, stick, stuck. I stuck a note. You stuck the tape. He stuck with me. They stuck to rules. We stuck together. Tear, tore, tear, tore. I tore my shirt. You tore the page. He tore the tag. They tore the sign. We tore the flag. Fight, fought, fight, fought. I fought my fear. You fought so hard. He fought the man. They fought last night. We fought for fun. Freeze, froze, freeze, froze. I froze my toes. You froze my soup. He froze in fear. They froze the meat. We froze outside. Where, wore, where, wore. I wore my suit. You wore new shoes. He wore a tie. They wore black hats. We wore our pens. All right, guys. Here's the last one. Wake, woke. Wake, woke. I woke at 6. You woke the dog. He woke me up. They woke the baby. We woke 2 birds. Thanks for watching. Please watch again. Oh, and like and subscribe.